Nation, Sanbunan Bafetu, and welcome back to Football Trends with me, OQB. Now, Bafetu, there are rumors out there. There are rumors, even though I don't want us to dwell much on those rumors, but obviously, those people, I think they were the ones who broke in with the Kaizer Chiefs are interested, in signing Umfana Lapana, the central midfielder known as Feisal Salum. Now, we've been talking about this guy, I think, for a while, before even the transfer window is over. And now, there are some things that I want us to look at, especially with the new reports that have just come out. So, according to our sources, Bafetu, they say, not my trusted sources, but sources outside, they say, Feisal Salum is left with just 18 months on his contract, which means it's about a year and a half. And then also, he has currently rejected an offer that was being offered to him by Azam FC, where he's currently playing. So definitely he is looking, according to the report, he's looking for a new league. He wants to move away, which makes you wonder, okay, if ever that is the case, that means Kaizer Chiefs or even Sundowns, because I did hear Sundowns was one club that was interested in signing Ofe Dodo. So we're going to see who's going to beat the other one in terms of that, and also where will it be? But we do know he has worked with Nasreddin Nabi, I believe, so maybe he might opt to come to Nasreddin Nabi, meaning we might sign him. Now, looking at the central midfielder Bafetu, currently we do not have anyone who is special Lapano central midfield. And also I just want us to look, because I've written down the positives of Feisal Salum if ever he is to come to Nashorena, and the negatives. And also we're going to talk about Yusuf Maart, because currently Ngashuti is the only player who's playing Lapana as a number 8. So looking at Feisal Salum Bafetu, I've written some of the positives. Let's start with the positives and then let's turn on the negatives. So number one, Mfana, he's a versatile player. So obviously in the middle of the pitch, definitely he's going to give us something, in terms of attack and also defense. And number two, his technical skills. I think he possesses, some good qualities, especially dribbling, passing abilities, which makes him an asset, when it comes to a midfield. And then also he does have a good vision. Salum Bafetu, Feisal Salum is good in understanding and reading the game, and also he knows how to create, scoring opportunities. I know a lot of people are going to ask me, how QB Umbone Pumfana? Well, go and check him and get me this booze, which why did Azam FC did not want to sell this player? Ask yourself that question. And then also another thing, the potential for him to grow, good team. If ever we sign him, he has a potential to grow, because he's a young player, and also there's room for improvement, when it comes to him. But now also there are negatives. Looking at the negatives, Bafetu, he experience. I think experience might be something that is going to lack for Mfana, because he has not played that much, with senior teams, and also particularly in high pressure games. I don't think he's played well. Lapano Young Africans, I'm not too sure whether he played while. I'm not too sure but to be honest, I think experience is something, and also maybe consistency. It doesn't show much with Mfana. He is very consistent, so maybe he's gonna need to work on the consistency whenever he comes this side. And then also let's just look at Yusuf Maart, speaking Jama positives and also the negatives, because you have Kumbule Mbugeli. Contract is coming to an end this June, and nothing has been said. He's one of the players whose contract is coming to an end, and but if ever they need a replacement, I think Umfana would be a good fit for Yusuf Maart, even though he's gonna need to learn and adjust very quickly. But let's just look at the positives of Yusuf Maart. Having Yusuf Maart in the squad, for me, I do believe if ever they replace Maart, then maybe they need two players. But if they don't replace him, then Ozongena Umfana, and we're gonna use him as a substitute, so that we do have a backup. Sazutuke, if Maart is not in the game, because Maart does perform whenever we are not losing, but whenever we start losing, he feels the pressure, and then but whenever we don't see the pressure, whenever we are leading by 1 game, 1-0, or we are leading Maart nje uzokudlalela ibhola elimnandi. To be honest, I was quite impressed on the previous game. So looking at the positives of Yusuf Maart, number one, he's consistent. We all know Utimfana, he's able to give us his work rate most of the time, even though sometimes he's not working accurately, but he work rate we cannot deny that he can work. That is definitely something that is there. And then also defensive abilities, I think is ngamnika because he does excel when it comes to defending, especially when there's no pressure. He does very well, to be honest. And then leadership, njengoba bamnikeza captaincy, even though I don't see exactly why, but so far they think he's good in terms of leading, so probably that's why they gave him that armband and then he became a leader. But to be honest, Bafethu, we all know he's not that vocal when it comes to the pitch. I don't know, maybe he is Mark trainer or there's something that he shows in the training, but when it comes to the field of play, I don't see the leadership qualities in terms of Yusuf Maart. But that is something that is there, and Siyabona, armband has not been stripped from him. It's been there, it's always there. So that is something. And then also I think it's at peace, because he is kind of good set pieces. I think he's effective when it comes to free kicks, corner, and penalty. He does contribute in terms of that. So let's just not look at the negatives only, and also speaking positives. So let's check in our negatives, yeah, our negatives. Like I've said, I think I've already spoken about them, but I think inconsistency, I know I've talking about it as a positive, but he is inconsistent, because this game was a good performance, and then that game you don't understand what is going on with him. So especially when we are being offensive, he is not that very consistent when it comes to the offense, which is something that I think he needs to be able to do every game, because he's a leader. He needs to show us okay, I'm a leader because of this. I fight every time, I do things the right way every time, but he's inconsistent. And then another thing, probably my injuries, but so far I don't think I've seen much in terms of my injuries, but he did face something huge when it comes to injury. So I think those are the negatives so far with Yusuf Maart. If ever there's something that you want to add, you can add Mbogile Kaya. So yeah, those are the things that I just wanted us to talk about. Looking at Feisal Salum, do you think he would be a good replacement for Mfana Yusuf Maart? Nakona, I'm a bit scared. What if we sign him and then he doesn't perform as well as we would love him to perform? But so far is quality, to be honest. His quality, if ever you haven't seen some of his work, go and check Uzbuza foot again. I'm saying this again, ask yourself, why did Azam FC not want to sign, not want to sell actually Umfana or Feisal Salum? But anyways, Bafethu, I think this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please do make sure you share the video with some of your friends and colleagues. There's QP on YouTube.